What's going on, everybody? It is Joe. Welcome to the channel today. The crypto market is crashing. We are seeing prices that we haven't seen in a while. Bitcoin dropped below 90,000 and even touched 86,000 for a little bit today. This is ridiculous. We're going to go over why that's been happening, what I think it means, where I think we're going, if this is a good sign or a bad sign, and we're just going to dive into all of that today. So before we dive into that, if you guys could, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and then also comment below. I'd love to interact with you guys. So with that being said, let's kind of take a look at the prices today. We have Bitcoin 88,000, Ethereum 2,500, XRP $2.30. That dropped down to like $2.20 for a little bit today. So we see down 8%, down 7%, down 10%, down 15% for Solana, Doge down 16, Cardano down 10, Chainlink 15. So we are seeing crypto falling like crazy today. And the big reason for that, in my opinion, is the tariff news that Donald Trump had just announced, and the market is reacting sharply to that. So for those of you who don't know, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, but Trump decided to move forward with the 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico. And just like we saw last time when he started talking about that tariff news, we saw crypto respond harshly to that news. So the reason behind that dump is that with that 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico, that's going to be a higher cost for a lot of Americans for a lot of product for the short term. What that looks like long term, and if anything changes, I don't know. But in the short term, that could result in higher prices, which also means the CPI could go higher, and a higher CPI means low rate cuts. So people are just reacting to the market in anticipation of that happening. But I really think they're overreacting quite sharply to this news because, for one, I don't really get how crypto is related to that. I think the market's still trying to figure that out, how crypto and like stocks are, like when one goes up, I feel like they're still trying to figure that out with crypto, and the longer we're in crypto, I think the public will get a better idea of how to respond to news like this when it comes to crypto. But for now, when stock goes down and people get worried about the market, crypto is coming crashing down with it. And with this new tariff news, that's a big player in why. So that being said, I do expect negotiations for those tariffs to be ongoing, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of settlement or some sort of result from this. But for the short term, we are certainly taking a beating from it, and hopefully we can respond because that is pretty big. And no one really likes to see prices crash unless you are looking at the long term. Then it's a great opportunity to buy, and we're going to get into that as well because we are seeing RSI levels like we haven't seen before. I know the other day the fear and greed was in the 40s, and now we're down to 29 and in the fear section. And as we can see, let's see. Yeah, the Fear and Greed Index measures how people feel about crypto on a scale from 0 to 100. A low number like 25 means fear is taking over, while a high number shows excitement or greed. Tuesday's drop to 25 is one of the sharpest since September and indicative of a quick shift forward, overly bearish sentiment. So that's why I think we're being oversold, and the public is reacting a little bit too harsh to all this tariff news. And in my opinion, when that happens, it's a great opportunity to buy. This is not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. But when those numbers come, it typically means it's a good opportunity to buy because it's being oversold. It's not being priced accordingly. And that often represents a good time to buy in and then make money off of that. Reasons for the panic range from money flowing out of Bitcoin ETFs, with over $1 billion pulled out in the last 2 weeks, to the general lack of catalyst to sustain a run that started the crypto-friendly Republican Donald Trump's win in the November election. So that's another thing I've been touching on as a reason why I think we're seeing some of these drops right now, is we shot up so high after November due to the anticipation of what was going to come with Trump as president, that the price was anticipatory of these things happening, and with them not happening yet, their kind of prices are starting to come back down a little bit before those things do get announced that we all were anticipating, and then prices can go back up and then hopefully explode beyond those points. So that's not a big surprise either, because we haven't really gotten that big news that we've been waiting for. And so to see prices slowly start coming down because we haven't seen those catalysts happen yet, it's kind of believable and makes sense, even though it's unfortunate unless you're buying. Elsewhere, the NASDAQ futures pointed to continued losses in tech stocks ahead of Tuesday. There's hope for bulls, however. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried, turning into a buying opportunity in the short term as assets are considered oversold. Some traders also say poor U.S. economic data could mean central banks are forced to take steps to recharge the economy, a move that may eventually fuel a rally. So, not financial advice again, but take that for what you will. So Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin touches oversold territory on the daily for the first time since August of last year, when Bitcoin crashed to 49,000. Being oversold, or even close to, on the daily is one of the most reliable indicators of the bottom reversal territory. Only happens a handful of times a year. So great sign there. Bitcoin RSI at historic levels. Last time we were here, Bitcoin bottomed and went parabolic. Will history repeat, or is this time different? So you can see last time it bottomed, we started going up and we got in close to the 90 greed index. And then now we're all the way back down to that oversold territory, and now we are seeing the same thing. So does that mean we are going to go up? I think that's a great indicator that we are about to enter into a bull run. When that bull run's coming, a bit to figure out. Could we drop a little bit more still? Yes, but I feel like now that we're in this fear category, now that this RSI is this low, we are approaching those points where we can hopefully see this bull run start. And it's not just Bitcoin. We got Solana's RSI is deeply oversold at 24.5. Last time we saw levels this low as June of 2023. Sol was at $13 before rocketing to $179. That's over a 10x. Last time Solana reached these levels on the fear index, and the RSI levels. So take that for what you will. Using this opportunity to buy Sol at this level would be like buying Sol at $13 if history repeats itself. That's a pretty good indicator, and I would have loved to have bought Solana at $13. So if it's anything like that, I would take it. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Do you think Bitcoin and Solana are good buying opportunities at the moment? Do you think this is a bit of a stretch to say it's like buying Solana at 13? And then you have XRP. They are also overbought. The RSIs are approaching lows. XRP almost finalized the consolidation on the daily chart as seen from the RSI lows. Wave 3 is preparing to fire the bullet against the 585 price target. The short-term target is 585 and 876. Supports at $1.88 and $2.33. We are just warming up. Phase 2, not financial advice. So it does, XRP could still drop to $1.88. So that being said, be careful. But the 585 price target with us approaching these RSI levels is also very encouraging. Do you want to miss out on that? Do you want a dollar cost average right now? Or do you want to take a bit of a chance and put some more money in and take advantage of these low RSI opportunities? Looking at this, you can see the RSI bottom for XRP. What happened afterwards? So it went up, and now we're going back down again. So does this mean we're going to shoot back up in price? That's where that 586 price target comes, 585 to 876 price targets come from. If history repeats itself, those are the numbers we might be able to see. And you just got to be wary that we could still fall a little bit more. So not financial advice. Do what you think is smart for you in your situation, whether that's dollar cost averaging, a lump sum, or whatever it may be. But I know these opportunities with these historic lows in RSI, generally good things happen shortly after, because the general public is reacting so harshly to this Donald Trump tariff news for Canada and Mexico. I think they're overreacting, and I think a huge influx of money is going to come in, and we're going to see prices bounce back shortly. Speaking of Trump, I did want to show this. We have Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump saying buy the dips. If that's not encouraging, if that's not bullish, I don't know what is. You have the President of the United States' son, who plays a role with the administration, talks to his dad probably daily, is telling us to buy the dips, and he used the special character B that people often equate with Bitcoin. So there you have it, Eric Trump saying to buy the dips. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on what you think of this time that we're going through right now, these drops that we're seeing. Are you getting nervous at all? Are you buying more? Are you doing lump sums? Are you continuing to dollar cost average? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear them below. I'll interact with you guys. What I know is I am staying optimistic. I am looking forward to what's coming next. I am looking at the big picture, and hopefully if history repeats itself, that'll mean good news is coming. So I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Thanks again for watching. Again, please like the video, please subscribe, leave your comments below, and I would love to interact with you guys. And until next time, I'll bring you guys the latest news when I get it.